Behind your softness, your compassion, your boundless intuition, and poetic spirit, your shadow hides in the waves you don't want to feel all the way through. Your soul came here to merge with the divine, to remind the world of magic, to heal, through empathy and imagination. But your shadow whispers that the pain is too much, that the world is too loud, that feeling it all might drown you. So you retreat. Into dreams, into distractions, into other people's stories and needs. Not because you are weak, but because your heart is so open it has nowhere to hide. Your shadow shows up as avoidance, as forgetting your own needs to become what someone else wants, as shape-shifting to stay safe, as emotional absorption so complete that you lose the boundary between where you end and they begin. In relationships, your shadow may attract wounded souls and then try to rescue them. You may romanticize potential and overlook reality. You may love so hard you forget yourself. You crave divine union but sometimes settle for illusion, convincing yourself that the connection is soul deep even when it's rooted in projection. You offer unconditional love, but your shadow forgets to make it mutual. You stay too long. You forgive too fast. You disappear in the name of devotion. But your healing begins when you remember that saving someone is not the same as loving them, that your worth is not found in sacrifice, that your presence is holy even when it holds nothing but your truth. Your daily life reflects your shadow. When you struggle with structure, when you escape into fantasy instead of facing what needs to be healed, when you prioritize everyone's emotions but your own, you may avoid conflict, reality, responsibility. Not because you're lazy, but because you're overwhelmed. Because your inner world is so vast that the outer world feels like an assault. But your soul came here to bring spirit into form, to anchor your dreams into something real, to merge mysticism with embodiment. In work, your shadow may lead you to take on roles that underpay, overextend, or undervalue your gifts. You may stay in places that drain you because you confuse empathy with obligation. But your soul is here to create, to inspire, to channel beauty and truth in ways that transform others. You are not here to drown. You are here to turn water into art. Financially, your shadow may avoid money altogether or use it to numb emotional discomfort. You may fear the material because it feels disconnected from your essence. But your healing begins when you see money as energy, as support, as something you can use to serve your soul's vision. Manifestation works when you feel your desires so clearly it becomes part of your frequency. But your shadow may give up too soon, question too much, absorb the doubt of others. You must protect your belief like a sacred flame. Let it burn through every illusion. Spiritually, your shadow may become addicted to escape. You may chase bliss and avoid shadow work. You may use spirituality to bypass your own healing. But your soul came here not to transcend the human, but to honor it. To find God in the mess, in the tears, in the trauma and the truth and the tiny rituals of self-return. Socially, your shadow may hide behind kindness. You may disappear instead of set boundaries. You may absorb the energy of every room and forget what it feels like to be in your own. You are here to feel deeply, but you are also here to learn how to release, to feel without drowning, to love without dissolving. Your childhood may have taught you that being invisible kept you safe. That sensitivity was too much. That silence was survival. But now your soul is learning to speak, to be seen, to know that you don't have to disappear to belong. Decision-making for you is emotional, intuitive, often non-linear. But your shadow may lead you to defer, delay, or doubt. You are learning to trust your knowing, to believe that clarity can come without consensus, to follow the feeling even when it doesn't make sense to others. Motivation comes from meaning, from magic, from love. But your shadow may use inspiration as a substitute for action. Your healing begins when you do the thing, even if it's imperfect. Your aesthetic is ethereal, nostalgic, emotionally textured. But your healing begins when you create spaces that support your energy, not just reflect your dream. Your body thrives on rest, on water, on movement that flows. But it also needs grounding, nourishment, boundaries that begin in the body and ripple outward. Forgiveness for you is your superpower, but your shadow may offer it too soon, without discernment. You must remember that compassion without boundaries is self-abandonment. Pisces, your shadow speaks in surrender that isn't sacred, in softness that forgets its own strength. But your truth lives in conscious compassion, in choosing to stay present even when it hurts, in loving yourself enough to stop disappearing. When you bring your full self back from the dream and let her live in this world, you become not just the healer, but the miracle itself. I hope these words bring clarity and inspiration to your day, my dear stargazers. Remember, the stars guide, but you hold the power to shape your destiny. Now I'd love to hear from you. Did today's words resonate with you? Share your thoughts, experiences, or even your own cosmic insights in the comments below. Let's create a little community of starlight and support, because together, we shine even brighter. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more daily cosmic guidance. Until next time, keep dreaming big and manifesting magic.